Quote, tell them, free a second.
Breaking news at Sports Radio 94.
Look here, y'all. Flash Beats back, another video. We did it, man. We finally got that W. Yeah, you guys, man, I wanted to drop a video last night, but I had to get up. I got to be up to work. You know, I got to get up like 5 something in the morning, you know, for prayers, and then I got to go to work. So it's kind of hard, you know. It was kind of hard for me with how late the game ended last night. I had to get me some sleep. But dig this. That wasn't a perfect victory by any stretch of the imagination, but I learned a few things about the team that I gotta just talk about. Number one, this game was won at the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? We have what might be, honestly, and this is something I want to hear these jokers on the radio acknowledge today. Give Howie Roseman some respect for focusing in on that defensive line. Like, even me, a lot of us, you know, we talked a lot of trash about Howie putting all that money in defensive line. Like, why are you getting 3 defensive tackles? Why didn't he go out and get Yannick from Jacksonville? And why didn't we go out and get Clowney and all this kind of stuff? You know, and I'm not saying those guys wouldn't have made our defense even better, but right now, we look like we have the best defensive line in the league. Matter of fact, we are leading the NFL in sacks, and it's not like one guy. Like when you look at the Rams, for example, one guy getting all the sacks. It ain't that type of thing. This thing is like a team thing. Josh Sweat is a beast, stepping up, really coming into his own. Derek Barnett finally looking like he's worth that money. Brandon Graham is like a monster right now. If he's not getting a sack, he up in the quarterback's face. He pushing him. The boy Denard Avery came through. I seen Malik Jackson making plays. I seen Hargrave actually playing a lot better. Like, Lou, that defensive line is the thing that got me excited, because anybody who knows anything about football, you know, if you got a defensive line, then you have hope. You have hope to have a decent season when you have a nice defensive line. That defensive line was animalistic yesterday. You know, the linebackers are not great. They played better. Even though Kittles killed them, okay, in the pass game. But Kittles might be a guy you just can't stop. You know, so I ain't going to jump on him too much about that. But we got to play from the linebackers. I saw a couple plays when we stopped runs behind the line. That's what I want to see. Singleton. That was a hell of a play, man. That pick six, whew, we needed that because the offense still hasn't really turned it around like that. And I understand we injured. You got to scrap, do whatever you got to do to win. I like that play by Singleton. T.J. Edwards impressed me before he got hurt, but he was up in the running game. You know what I mean? He was confronting those running backs, handling his business. I like what I saw. The young safety, Kevon Wallace, that's good. He should have that spot now. I don't want to see that go back to Jalen Mills. And Mills filled it admirably at cornerback. You know, he wasn't out there getting burnt and destroyed. He was admirable. Slay was just Slay. You know, that's just what he was. My heart shrunk when I thought Slay was going to go down. To me, that would just top off this crazy season of us constantly losing players. Now, on the offense, Carson, man, like, listen, Carson did not have one of those games where he lit it up and all that, and it was pretty, no. He gutted it out. He did what he had to do. And that's what I want to see. When you're struggling and your game ain't 100%, even when the playbook ain't 100% and everything, the play calls isn't 100%, that you go out there and you do all you can to ensure victory. That's what he did. He was a leader yesterday. You know what I'm saying? He was taking it on physically, running when he had to run. He making decent decisions, getting rid of the ball at times like that. Flick that joint out of here. You know, help us, man. Like I said, it wasn't perfect. He missed a couple little throws and the guys that he saw run down the field, but he hit my man, the young boy, Fulgham. He hit my man, Fulgham, with that beautiful pass along the sidelines. That's the Carson I want to see, that from the pocket. I was thoroughly impressed with that. We need more of that. And that should be Deshaun Jackson all day. That should be Rigger all day, you know. Hopefully looking for that. Them nut-ass Cowboys lost. You know what I mean? So when you had that type of day, you can't help but feel good, man. Dallas, we're going to see y'all in about, 4 weeks, I believe, right before the bye, or right after the bye. I think it's before the bye. Cowboys, for no reason, are just garbage. Like, especially on defense. Their offense, when the other team decides. Like, I'm watching some of these Cowboy guys who, do channels or do this YouTube thing. They up there getting excited about Dak Prescott, like, getting yards, like, after you down 20-something yards, 20-something points and all that. Let me let you in on something, right? What happens is, okay, when the team that you're playing against is up 21, up 17 and all that kind of stuff, and it's the third quarter, they move from the strategy of, like, stopping you to letting the clock run. So that's why they kind of lay off. It's in that time that Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and, what's the other guy, Cooper and the Gallup, that's when they start getting their yards and all of that. You know why? Because the defense is practically letting you do it. They're playing off. You shouldn't be that super impressed with that, okay? Dak Prescott needs to do that when the game is tight, when the game is real, right? Waiting until they're laying off for you to get yards is not impressive. That's why I'm not that impressed with Dak Prescott. Just not. You know what I mean? So, thanks, Dallas, again, for allowing us to be in first place as we head into Week 5. And, listen, it was good. It's good. We got something to build off of. When you got defensive line, oh, yeah. Before I roll, last thing, offensive line. That's the other thing you need. When you got an offensive line, and I'm telling you, like I said before, the one unit that I have faith in, coaching staff, is the offensive line coaching staff. It seems like no matter who we plug and play in there, they're always a competent line. And for that, man, they need to get some kudos, man. We be jumping on our players.
Another major franchise in this town, the Philadelphia Phillies.
Angelo, he talking about the Phillies. I don't know why after that win, but that was a great that was a great performance by the offensive line. Jordan Mailata, hey, we might have a player with him, man. Ball 6'8", 3-something, and he played rugby, so he should be used to the contact and into that kind of stuff. And that was good, man. So like I said, man, it's a good win, something to build off of. I'm not excited that the team is going to be this and that, but I am excited about how Dallas is just trash. And I'm excited by the fact that we have a defensive line and an offensive line. When you have those two things, you have a chance. All right, so with that, man, go Eagles. I'm out.